Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 isn't just more fighting, it's about to deliver the most insane battles in the entire series, and that is not an exaggeration. We're moving past just cool powers. The Culling Game pushes strategy, morality, and brutal sacrifice further than any JJK season has ever done before. If MAPPA adapts this correctly, which we all know they will, the internet will break. I'm Kenpachi Zo, and these are the top 5 fights that will make Season 3 legendary. Let's get into it. Firstly, I will apologize about my voice. I am recovering from a cold right now, so my voice will seem off. But we're kicking things off with Megumi Fushiguro's first true Culling Game survival fight. No Gojo, no Yuji, no safety net, no holding back. Just Megumi versus Reggie Star, a sorcerer who weaponizes receipts. And yeah, that sounds ridiculous. Until you see him pull out a card out of thin air and drop it on your head. This fight goes down in Tokyo's Colony number 1. Megumi secures his first points, and for the first time, he's not running, he's not stalling, he's fighting to win. Reggie Star's curse technique, contractual recreation, is broken. Anything he brought, he can materialize it. Cars, knives, entire building, anything. But here's what makes him terrifying. He doesn't just overpower you, he buries you under endless objects while lying about his limits. He's not a fighter, he's a con artist with cursed energy. What makes this fight special? Megumi figures Reggie out. He has no one-hit kill technique, so Megumi does something I think is genius. Instead of calling it out, he runs, not to escape but to set a trap. He leads Reggie into a gymnasium, a closed space with a high ceiling, shadows everywhere, the perfect hunting ground to unleash his imperfect, unfinished domain expansion, Chimera Shadow Garden. Once he figures out all of Reggie's techniques, he knows Reggie's anti-domain techniques can only counter guaranteed hits, but Megumi's domain doesn't have a guaranteed hit. He doesn't have anything to counter. You can't counter what doesn't exist. So Megumi's domain completely swallows Reggie. When MAPPA animates this, shadows flooding the gym, clone Shikigami emerging from every surface, reality cracking at its edges, I think people are gonna lose their mind. It looks dope in the manga, so I can imagine how it's gonna look animated. But that's not the end of the fight. Reggie adapts fast. He starts dropping weight, cars, concrete, crushing mass, trying to collapse Megumi's domain from the inside. And for a second, it's working. Megumi gets buried. His Shikigami are getting crushed. Reggie thinks he defeated all of Megumi's shadows, but he forgot one. Megumi says, "There's a shadow above you too." And the max elephant drops from the ceiling. Thousands of gallons of water instant flood the gym. Now it's not about curse technique anymore. It's about who drowns first. And this is not a battle recap, so I won't be talking about every detail, but the finishing blow is all Megumi. He lets Reggie think his divine dog is gone. He wait, he bait, and when Reggie completely drops his guard, divine dog totally rips through him. One shot, fight over. Megumi wins. This fight proves something crucial about Megumi. He doesn't win by being the strongest. Reggie was a better fighter than him. He wins by being the smartest, by lying better than his opponent, by turning every space into a death trap, by fighting like a modern sorcerer in a game designed to kill him. And that's why this sets the tone for Season 3. The Culling Game isn't about power level, it's about who survived. But strategy alone isn't the cruelest weapon in the Culling Game. That horror goes to judgment. And fight number 4 puts Yuji Itadori on trial. At number 4, we have the most unique battle in JJK history in my opinion. Yuji Itadori versus Hiromi Higuruma Part 1. Most shonen fights are about who hits harder. This fight is about who has the cleaner conscience. When Yuji steps into that theater and deadly sentencing activates, the genre changes. No punches, no kicks, no black flash. Just a courtroom, a judge, and a role. Violence is forbidden. For a character like Yuji, who solves everything with physical strength, this is a nightmare. It's not a battle, it's a psychological execution. And this makes the list off of sheer tension. MAPPA is going to cook with the atmosphere here. The silence, the gavel banging, the sweat on Yuji's face. Higuruma isn't attacking his body, he's dissecting his past. It proves the Culling Game is dangerous not just because of strong sorcery, but because it forces you to face your own sin. In the ending of this trial, Yuji is guilty. Penalty, confiscation. In an instant, Yuji is stripped of his cursed energy. He's naked in a war zone, and it's the perfect oh shit moment to hook anime only fans for what comes next. next, but we'll talk about that later. At number 3, the genre shifts from battle shonen to survival horror. Yuji Itadori versus Yuta Okkotsu. We spent a whole movie rooting for Yuta, but here, he's the scariest thing in the verse. When Yuta drops from that guardrail, the entire mood of Shibuya changes. Chozu freezes, Naoya is shook. Yuji realizes instantly, this is Gojo Satoru's level of power. But unlike Gojo, who plays around, Yuta is here to kill. The fight between Yuji and Yuta kicks off with a high-speed chase. That MAPPA is going to turn into pure cinema. Yuji punching cards at Yuta, Yuta casually throwing that card back at Yuji like it's a baseball. It's absolutely insane. The reason why this is top 3 is a choreography. Yuta grabs a survival knife from an SUV and goes toe-to-toe with a special grade katana wielder. Sparks flying, blades clashing. Yuta is bleeding from his cheek, completely outclassed in cursed energy, but refuses to go down. It's the ultimate underdog fight. Just when you think Yuji is done, he pulls off one of the coldest moves in the series. He stomps on Yuta's blade, kicks the flat side, and snaps a special grade katana in half. This moment is crucial. It shows even against a god tier sorcerer, Yuji's hands are rated E for everyone. But Yuta just smiles, and then she shows up. Rika, not the cute Rika from Volume 0. This is a monster. She grabs Yuji from nowhere. He can't move, he can't breathe. It's not a fight anymore, it's an execution. Yuta doesn't waste time on the monologue. He takes a broken blade and drives it straight into Yuji's heart. No cliffhanger, no second dodge, just blood and silence. This fight lands at number 3 because it reminds us of a power gap. Yuji is the main character. Yuji is strong, but Yuta is a force of nature. At number 2, we have the most fun you'll ever have watching Jujutsu Kaisen. Kenji Hakari versus Hajime Kashimo. If Yuta is a horror movie villain, Hakari is a shonen protagonist on steroids. He drops in to save Panda, smashes Kashimo through a shipping container, and immediately sets the tone. It's the god of lightning versus the unkillable gambler. Kashimo wants to fight Sukuna. Hakari wants his point, and the only way to tell it, idle, death, gamble. Now explaining Hakari's domain is complicated, but for the anime, it's simple. When the music starts playing, Kashimo is in trouble. Jackpot means unlimited curse energy, automatic reverse curse technique for 4 minutes and 11 seconds. Hakari is effectively immortal. He shoots lightning through Hakari's brain. Hakari heals his brain faster than the lightning can destroy it and blows the energy out his nose. It's the ultimate flex. Kashimo is trying to kill him and Hakari is just dancing to the music. I'm actually really excited to see this fight animated. The choreography here is insane. They aren't just punching, they are obliterating the environment. They smash a shipping container flat just by punching it back and forth. Kashimo realizes he can't wait out the timer. He decides to do the impossible. Kill the unkillable guy while he's still unkillable. But then the music stops. Kashimo times a lightning bolt perfectly as the round ends a hole in the stomach of Hakari. Hakari is dying. It's over, right? Nope. Hakari casts his domain while dying. He bets his life on a 1 in 239 chance. He hits the jackpot immediately, but he doesn't just heal. He drops them both in the ocean. This is where the fight turns into a science lesson. Kashimo's electricity leaks into the water. Hakari thinks he won, but Kashimo uses electrolysis to create chlorine gas to poison Hakari. It's genius versus genius, luck versus skill. Kashimo triggers a massive steam explosion as a last-ditch effort, but Hakari survives. He makes a binding vow, sacrificing his arm, and lands the final blow. This fight is pure adrenaline. No sad backstories, no crying, just two absolute dogs going to war. It proves that in JJK, sometimes being strong isn't enough. Sometimes you just need to get lucky. And that brings us to number 1, the rematch, the retrial, the executioner's sword. If fight number 4 was about Yuji's energy, fight number 1 is about taking his life. One touch from the sword equals instant death. No reverse Kirk technique, no plot armor, game over. But here's why this is the number 1 fight in the entire season. It's the confession. When Higuruma's domain retrial begins and judgment brings up the massacre in Shibuya, Yuji doesn't make excuses. He doesn't blame Sukuna. He looks Higuruma dead in the eyes and says, I killed, it was me. I think this moment is going to be big on the internet. It's the moment Yuji stops fighting for survival and starts fighting for punishment. He accepts the death penalty. It's heartbreaking, it's raw, and it's the best character writing Gege has done at this point in the story. In the finish, Higuruma deactivates his domain. Why? Because he sees the humanity in Yuji's guilt. He realizes that Yuji isn't a monster. He's a kid carrying the weight of the world. As soon as Higuruma deactivates his domain, Yuji lands a final big punch. I think this part of the fight isn't just an action scene. It's about Yuji growing as a person. And that is why I made this the number 1 fight in season season 3. Also, I will be honest, Higuruma is my favorite character in the entire series, but that's not the reason why it's number 1 in my opinion. So there you have it, the top 5 fights that are about to make season 3 the best season of Jujutsu Kaisen yet. MAPPA has their work cut out for them. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Which specific scenes are you dying to see? Is it Yuta looking like a horror villain, or is it Hakari's jackpot? Let me know down below. Like if you're hyped for season 3 and subscribe if you're new. Peace.